Hello, welcome to Createful Art, a place you can learn to paint and be creative. If you would like to get inspired and you want to improve your art skills and add some joy to your life, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, the bell next to it, and I'm excited you are taking that small step toward becoming a better artist. So today I would love to show you how to paint a portrait. This video is all about helping you get the perspective correct, and we're going to get creative by adding interesting colors to make it abstract. I love how we can play with colors and add more mood and soul to this painting. So let's get started. You just need a few supplies. I'm using a panel. You can use a canvas or a piece of paper, that will work fine. I have some heavy body acrylics here. I'm using the paint colors that I've been using this whole entire month. The colors are Phthalo Blue, Quinacridone Magenta, Yellow Azo or Cadmium Yellow, Titanium White, and Ivory Black. For my brushes, I have this set, and I'm going to use the flat brush in here. That's a size 9. And then the round brush, that is a size 5. And then the detail brush. And then you can use a wash brush, or if you want to just use the big flat brush in that set, you can use that too. And of course, you can always use your own brushes that you have that are similar. Then all you need is a paper towel and some water, and we're good to go. When you first start out painting portraits, it's really difficult to get the proportions correct. So what I recommend is using a reference photo and making a grid on your reference photo, and then transferring that grid to the surface you're painting on and making sure your lines and stuff match the grid of your reference. And so I have provided that for my Createful Art members to help them paint this. And if you click in the upper right corner, you can get it, or I'll provide a direct link in the description. This is going to make it so much easier for you. And because I've painted this before in my art journal, I'm going to use that as my guide and freehand it from here. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. To start off, I'm taking my 9-inch flat brush, and I'm going to give an idea of where this hat is. And I'm just going to take my straight blue here. So all you need to do is you need to pick out a dark color, whatever you want to do. It could be dark brown, it could be dark red, it could be dark black, it can be any color that you want and that matches your home. And this is going to be the shadow areas and some of the form. I'm going to do a curved line. Now this curved line starts in this corner and it goes to about this side. And you just run out of paint, and that's okay. Now you take some more blue on your brush, and you're going to go where the hat would be, probably around here, and come up. And you're going to carry that across, cross, cross, cross. And then just take this line, just go right under, like that. Now, you have the ear, and the ear always starts where the eye starts, okay? So if you look in the mirror, you'll see that your eye, the middle of your eye, is directly across from where your ear begins, and then it goes up. And we're going to add the ear right over here. So if you were wearing a hat, it would be right under the brim of the hat, right here. So this is where this ear is going to go, and we're just going to take this and curve around, and then the hair comes back here, comes in, and so if you notice where your hair comes to the bottom of your ear. So I can bring this ear down a little bit. I'm having some of the hair just kind of come off the neck like that. So far we got the shape of the ear, shape of the hat. We're doing great. I'm going to take this line just a little bit like this. So now you have the eyes and the nose, and the eyes are underneath here. You're going to mark where these eyes are. So you got that top line and this bottom line, and it's going to come in like that. Let's put in the nose here. Let's put in the side of the nose, because that's just going to be shadowed. Okay. Then we can put in this front part of the nose and then get this eye in here with this just a line. I may decide to remove that eye if it's covered by the hat. Look at your nose. The underside of your nose is directly across from this part of your ear. So this is foreshortened for sure because of the way she's glancing, the way we're looking at her. So I just put the bottom of her nose in the correct spot. Alright, so now you have this part of the cheek and it comes in right next to her eye. Right? And then you need to give her the side of her face here. So we're going to go by this ear. Right? Now you have some lines that are coming in, so that's helpful. Now underneath your nose, and I'm just doing this all with this brush, but if you need to move on to a different brush, you can. Underneath your nose is your little lip, your drip lip, right? So I'm going to give her that drip lip, just with a mark. See how easy that is? Impressionism is so fun. Okay, and then I have the top of the lip, which goes directly underneath that. And then all I have to do, so if you take your nose and you figure out where the eye and the mouth, so your eye, the inner of your eye is usually at the edge of your mouth. So just do that with the top lip there. And then this part is going to be shorter, obviously, because the inner of the eye is right there. That's because of the angle in which she's at. So see how that's so helpful to know all those little rules of how your face is? Now you got the bottom of your top lip. You can make it as fat as you want. And then the bottom of your bottom lip, okay? So you can make that as fat as you want as well. Now this part is going to come in and you have her chin. So you can make her face long or short. And you can just push it down as you go because this is just impressionistic and we can change these lines. We can even make her lips look, you know, because this kind of looks like the underneath of her chin. So there's always things that we can do to get this correct. But then her side of her face comes right in, grabbing some more color to her chin here. And then this, depending on if she has a very rounded face or if she has a square face, you can decide on how her chin is going to be. Very, very, very simple, huh? So her hair's up. I'm going to give her like a little bit of a bun in the back right here, just because I want to. Now her neck. If you look at your neck is basically the same as the sides of your face, but because of the angle she's at, her neck is going to be coming right around here where her mouth is. Okay. And then right underneath here, because it's right where close to her chin, is where her neck comes out. But we're going to take this and we're going to pull this over to show her shoulder and back. But this right here is where we're going to see a long part of her neck and make it a little longer here. And then let that come out. So this needs to connect down here. You will see under here, under her chin, it's going to be very dark. So I'm going to grab my blue and I'm going to pull on this color underneath her chin. and pull this over. So shadowed, shadowed. This is going to be shadowed too. This is all shadowed because her hat. So right through here, she would have, let's see. So right through here is where her neck is, her shoulders right through here. So we'll just pull that even more and darken it.
Going back to my old hometown, picking up the years I leave behind.
And pull that over.
Car, I drive as memories fly by. Driving by the fields I used to run through, where you were chasing me.
Don't worry about how dark it is right now. I'm going to make it come out to like right there. So to get this right, I'm just going to take a little bit of this color off with my paper towel. Okay, so see how easy that is to lighten up that color and to get that right. Pull that color across like that. And pull it down over here. So now you can come in with her ear and give her the inside of her ear. It's not too hard. So the inside of her ear comes like that. And usually we have that part. Everybody's ear's different. You can have it like that. And then you can pull that side of her face over. Now on her nose, you can kind of shape that a little bit better. So you know how we have that part right here. Comes in. So now we can shape that a little bit better with just a few lines. You're not going to see on this side anything because it's blocked by that part. So now you just come in with the eye right here, start blocking in that shape. Now the trick with this is not to come over too much. And then come on the other side. Just a little bit. So shaping the lips here. And come down and give her a fuller look on her lips. Give her the rose. It's a little too much on my brush. Give her that rosebud look by dipping right there. And then I'm going to come under here where the chin is. So see how I'm just adding a little bit of detail at a time? And you can decide how much detail you want to add to this. You could just leave it like this. I'm going to give her some eyelashes. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on the shadows. So we have this shadowed right here because her hat is blocking the sun. And over here it's not blocking the sun so much. So the sun's being able to reach right here. So I'm watering this down and I'm going to create that dark. So our chin is sticking out a little bit more so it would be seen. And you can just kind of play around with this a little bit and see. So let's go right where the lip is. Just a little bit less. Okay, and the same thing with here. You would see that cheek, but this would be shadowed right through here. Right to where her line starts on her nose. So the reason why I'm not giving it that full blue shadow is because you have to kind of get the shapes right first and add more. So see how I have to take off some? So it's super easy to do when you have just a little bit of paint. And you just take your paper towel and take that off. So I showed you how that works when you have too much. So that's why you start with just a little bit. And once this dries, it's permanent. So right under here, see where I have the neck? I'm gonna give her that little loop right here. And then I want to be careful I don't make this too dark. So I can always take this and bring it over. See how easy that is to create the shoulder? So this is the journal page that I did for this, so you can kind of get an idea. So I'm doing a fancier version. This is the really fast one, and this one's a little bit longer. But you see, it does take practice and doing this a couple times to get this right. And when you're doing an impressionistic portrait, the values are what's really important. It's not the colors, it's the values. So you want to get those values correct, and if you have the values correct, it's going to look right. But if it's too strong, such as that spot right there, then it's not going to look right, so you have to lighten it up. So for example, right along here, I can add a little bit of the darker color to bring that eye and to make it look white. And then you can take it as realistic as you want. So I could come in here with that neckline right there and make it a little more realistic, but it's still impressionistic. Okay, so it's just kind of fun and playful to do that. And then I'm just building up on those colors and the shadows. So I'm shaping her nose a little different. Coming in here with a darker blue. So I'm just curving some of this around, and then I'm taking my white and I'm gonna lighten some of the areas that I feel are just a little too dark. So again, what I'm doing right now is I'm just taking the values and I'm matching them. So what I want to do is I want to get this shadow right here to look right. So I'm shadowing underneath this hat will be a shadow. So I'm going to shadow the face basically, and then there'd still be some shadow just from the light. And be softer right through here. And it would be darker right along this edge. So right next to her face, I'm going to have some hair coming out. Some strands. Notice how I'm just using my detail brush, but I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm going to paint every little strand. Nope. Just giving the idea. Right, so at this point, pretty much, I can say I'm done. Or you can keep going and add more and more detail. It's entirely up to you and your preferences. If you would like to get this before you go, let's make this portrait look better. I'm going to give you some important tips. As long as I'm matching the values, like I can start shaping under there and then pulling
And see how that starts making her look a little more realistic. But you can be as impressionistic as you want, especially if you're just a beginner. Then just let it be loose, and then you can use the white to add any white that you want in. So that's how you shape that. You can put the hair down a little bit right here over her ears. You can darken this a little bit right under here along the brim of the hat. Shape this just a little bit better. Add in the highlights of her lips where they would go, or add in the dark parts of her lips where they would go. And it helps to have a reference photo, but I don't have a reference photo. So, you know, really you could just go and see, okay, what about dark being right there? Oh, that doesn't look right. I'm gonna take that off now. And that's all you have to do. And then I can go right under this eye and give her an eyelid. So I don't want her eye to look like it's way down here and the other one's way up here. That doesn't look quite right. So what I can do is just come under here and then just leave it like that, where her eye there is being covered. And see how that fixed that problem? So this is the type of things you gotta look at when you're painting, especially when you're not painting from a reference photo. So here I'm going to pull this shoulder just a little bit up and around that shoulder a little bit. And she kind of has a sexy look here, like she's wearing a hat and possibly nothing else, but you don't have to even let anybody know what's going on. So I kind of had this being the back, but as I was painting, I decided to let her face forward. And these are just fun things that you get to do when you know what you want to paint and you're just going with the flow and you're being creative and you know what to do to create the look you want. So you can see that I did my in-between realism and impressionism, and then I put some texture in there. So you can see I have the metallic and then I have the texture right over here, and it's just kind of fun to have the differences between things because that's what really makes your work exciting. And then when you're done, go ahead and sign your work. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned a lot from this, and if you painted along, you can share your artwork with me on Instagram at @createfulart. If you want to learn how to create any type of art you want, go ahead and click right here and become a Createful Art member, and you'll get weekly art lessons. They're going to help you become a better artist. It's an incredible feeling to be able to paint whatever comes into your mind, and that's where I want you to be. If that's of interest to you, go ahead and check out the membership right there, and then you can watch more videos, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!